All right. So, for defending Amy Spencer's kids, or Amy Kinnery, whatever you want to call her, I had my vehicle stolen, had a bunch of evidence stolen. Had the cops laugh at me, make some jokes at me, thought it was hilarious. I was lied to repeatedly by the cops. They also called up the motels and told them specifically not to help me. Well, those of you who have listened to the conversations between Rayanna and I, you know that I had to plead guilty to a crime that I didn't commit. A crime that Rand Ingersoll admits that I did not commit. But who is it that called up the cops and said that I committed that crime? That was Rand Ingersoll. Now, don't get me wrong, I did commit crimes. I certainly did. Had to. Cops don't listen to people with the tag of mentally ill. Cops don't listen to homeless people. Cops don't listen to ugly men. That's pretty much just a general rule. See, there's the way that the law is, and then there's the way that these jackasses are taught. See, according to the law, you and I are both human beings. But according to the way most of these pigs were taught, homeless people aren't human beings. They're all drug addicts out for a free check. These people don't want to work. They're lazy. That's complete fucking bullshit. Now, I do have to bring up the fact that there are two Amy's. There's also Amy Witcher. Now, the first question you gotta ask is, are they worth it? Fuck yes. Hell, motherfucking yes, those kids are worth it. Was it worth losing my vehicle? Any chance of being able to fight a good portion of these predators? Now, don't get me wrong, I got plenty of evidence, plenty enough evidence to put a lot of predators away. There was a lot of important evidence. This very computer that I'm using, the police illegally withheld by lying, preventing me for 6 months, over 6 months, from being able to do exactly what it is that I'm doing now. Recording a live video. See, when I didn't have this computer and I had that old busted ass thing over there, I had to record it with a sound recorder. And then I had to grab my phone and I had to hold my phone and record it on my phone. And then wait for hours and hours and hours for it to fucking download. Boy, was that fun. Amy Spencer's kids going into the system. Was that worth it? I don't know. I have no idea. I know that them getting hit by Rihanna isn't happening right now. But I also know that I was raped in several foster homes, molested in a lot of foster homes, beaten in a lot of foster homes. And I hope that those girls got a decent foster home. That doesn't mean that they will. Brianna said that they're in a decent foster home. That does make me feel a little bit better. As far as being invited over to Amy's by her boyfriend, I don't know if I feel comfortable going over there. I mean, especially with all my stuff magically disappearing and pulling the shit that they did. See, here's the thing is that Brianna was going to help me and I was going to help her. And last minute, we've got 2 kids that we're having to deal with. Brianna's a severe alcoholic and I got severe PTSD from the shit that I've gone through. And basically, I am babysitting 3, children. And no, Rihanna's not a child, not legally anyway, but when she's drinking, yeah, that's the mentality. Teresa Orn's just as bad, but Teresa Orn is a much bigger woman, so she can drink a lot more. Rihanna, she probably weighs about 98 pounds. And she was going through a full 175 of Captain Morgan every day. Rum. She actually had 3 different types of rum that she bought, depending on which store she went to. Are Amy's kids worth losing that stuff? Well, hell yes. I mean, obviously. You take a look at the situation with Desiree. Desiree is a grown-ass adult. She's a grown-ass adult who stole a bunch of my stuff, sorry. But it's fine, right? It must be, because I have a penis. But after Desiree stole my shit, I was still more worried about Desiree than my shit. Now, there's a lot of other situations where, yeah, I didn't need to worry about human beings. I needed to worry about my evidence. And my evidence did need to come first. But when it comes to a situation like what was going on in Rawlins, Wyoming, yeah, those kids come first. Or like that situation that happened in Sydney with Witchers. Yeah, those kids come first. Those kids' rights come before my rights. Those kids' rights come before your rights. Those kids' rights come before your life. If my choices are to watch you die or watch children go through the things that I went through growing up, I'd rather watch you die. Between seeing you get shot in the head and seeing the aftermath of a little boy or a little girl who was raped by their mommy or daddy, yeah, I can't handle that shit. I can handle death better than I can handle that shit. Fuck all of you. Those of you who have the most help talk about how you did it all yourselves. You know, I got lots of help after Natalie died. And even if you combine all of the help that I got all together over the last 2 years, even if you combine it all, it still doesn't come anywhere near a real paycheck. Matter of fact, it doesn't come anywhere near what I was getting for disability. But all they have to do is accuse you of a crime that you didn't commit, and they can steal everything from you. When Amy said that she just wants to, I'm trying to remember how she put it. Basically, since she didn't lose anything and I lost everything, we should just call it even. Basically the equivalent of it. Because here's the fact. Amy didn't lose her kids because of me. She didn't lose her kids because of Rihanna. She lost her kids because of her decisions, because of her choices. Obviously, Rihanna can't take care of her own two boys. You should not be dumping two girls on her. There is no way. Now, is it Amy's fault that Rihanna was hitting them kids? No. Is it her fault that Rihanna said, yeah, I'll take the kids in? No, that's not Amy's fault either. So what is Amy's fault? Those are her kids. That's what's her fault. Those are her children. Those are her responsibility. You don't go dumping off kids with a fucking alcoholic. I'm sorry, but that right there is just irresponsible and illogical. Also, while I was there, although I hadn't done anything wrong to Amy, ever, she called up one night and the girls told her that I was there, which shouldn't have been a problem. I never did anything to any of them. But no, Amy wanted to flip shit on the phone at her own daughters. You stay away from him. You stay away from him. What the fuck? Amy, you shouldn't have talked shit like that. You should have found out what was going on before making an assumption. So I don't trust Amy. I don't trust that I can go over to her house and just sit and chill like we used to. Matter of fact, I'm paranoid that if I go over there because they requested it, they will call the cops and say he's over here uninvited. Now, I would say that I'm afraid that they'll come to the door with a shotgun, but I'm not afraid of that. I'd be pissed off if they came to the door with an unloaded shotgun. Be even more pissed off if they didn't have the balls to pull the trigger after pointing something like that at me. I'm gonna tell you though, I've had guns pulled on me. I'm not really scared of them anymore. When I was 12, I was. When I was 12, I had a gun pulled on me. All that stuff that you say that you're gonna do, I'll do this and I'll do that, and I'll pull out my special kung fu maneuver, and the bad guy never know what hit him. You're a fucking idiot, and idiots like you get people killed. Now, there's different ways of dealing with scenarios like that. All depends on who you are and what your skill set is, I suppose. My older brother, well, he's real fond of taking the weapon away from the person so that they can't use it. And I like that idea, but I don't like getting physical. So my way of dealing with it is stand in front of it. If you're going to stab that dumbass, you better hope your knife is long enough to go through the both of us. The thing is that the laws don't work. They don't work. I got court on the 21st. I'm going to say what I have to say, even if I have to scream at the top of my lungs. I don't give a fuck about the law because the law does not work ever. And I do mean that. Now, let's say that you lock up 20 innocent men and one child molester. Did the law work? No. Not even in that one case with that one child molester. Do you know why? Because of the number of bodies that it took to put him there. If you got to lock up 20 innocent people and then keep pointing at the one guy who's actually guilty and saying, see, we're catching criminals. No, the fuck you're not. You're the goddamn criminals. With the cops pulled in Wyoming, yeah, you know what? I would watch them hang. Is that a hanging offense? No, it's not, but it should be. To violate another human being's rights in such a fashion should be a hanging offense. You guys want to talk about rude. Oh my God, you're so rude. Fuck you. Go choke on a dick, bitch. While you're fucking worried about socially acceptable bullshit, there are people who are dying every day in the United States. You know, on average, here in America, 5 children die in foster care every day. 5 children in foster care die every single day. That's just the ones that are dead. For every one that dies, there are literally hundreds of missing children. They go into foster care and then they disappear. You don't see a problem with that? Now, that's the major issue with me and this whole situation with Amy. She's been a friend for a lot of years. Oh, my connection is unstable. All right, there it goes. Do I consider Amy a friend still? No, I don't. I certainly don't. I'd like to, but I don't trust her. How can you after something like that? It wasn't just the kids getting smacked around. It wasn't. I was the only person in that whole goddamn camper that wasn't violent with everybody else in the fucking camper. Guess how many times I hit those people on that their camper? How many times did I hit Ray Ray? That's right, the fat goose egg. None. How many times did I hit those girls? None. How many times was I hit by Ray Ray? Hard enough to hurt? None. And when she did hit me, it was not in an assaulting fashion. It was a, hey, I'm trying to get your attention. And it wasn't an angry, I'm trying to get your attention. It was more of a, hey, 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 look over here. You know, like when you're eating a bowl of cereal and you're trying to get somebody next to you's attention because their bus is here. Fuck it. Is Amy a bad person? I don't think so. Is Rihanna a bad person? I don't think so. Is Teresa Orn a bad person? Nope. Not my personal opinion. However, what all three of these people did to me was pretty goddamn fuck the fuck up. Is Amy gonna admit she fucked up? Well, it don't matter because what she had to say to me on my Facebook and what she had to say in front of Officer Hahn were two completely different stories. Completely different. But we also know Deputy Hahn's, how should I put this without sounding like a fucking jackass? That crack cream motherfucking dumpling likes to turn off his body cameras when he goes to break the law. Now, I don't know if he broke the law on that particular occasion. I do know that he claimed that he was recording. I don't believe this son of a bitch, though. Even if he showed me that he had been recording that situation, my trust for him would not increase in the least bit because he's lied too goddamn much. What a piece of fucking shit. And he's a fucking deputy in this goddamn town. Did I forget to say goddamn? Nope. No, I didn't. If you're gonna treat me like shit, I'll treat you like shit back. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a holy goddamn if you're Jesus, Herbert Walker, motherfucking Christ. I don't. I'm gonna defend myself regardless of whether or not you say that it's okay. I'm gonna defend myself regardless of whether or not you say it's legal. You wanna come shoot me in my goddamn head? I'll let you. But if you come in here to torture me, keep in mind I have been kind. I have been generous. I have been decent. And I haven't killed none of these bitches. Despite the fact that I should be killing these people according to your guidelines. According to Amy's guidelines. And Rihanna's guidelines. According to what Peaches claims that she would do. And so many of you. But I already knew you guys were full of fucking shit. Before Natalie was killed, I said I'd expose the predators. Sure enough, I did. You guys said, oh, if I ran into a child molester, I'd cut off his balls, or I'd cut off his head, or I'd fucking shoot him. All sorts of fucking crazy, fucking goddamn bullshit that just shows that you're all fucking completely full of goddamn shit. Now, what did I say I'd do? I said I'd expose him, and what did I do? I exposed him. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Don't fuck with my loved ones. I won't stop fighting till I'm dead. And I won't stop speaking out till I'm dead. And your name won't stop coming out of my mouth until I am dead. So just don't fuck with my loved ones. And if you are my loved one and you fuck with a kid, whether I know that kid or not, I am on that kid's side. It doesn't matter how much I love you, I don't love anyone enough to let that shit go on. I don't love anyone enough to allow them to abuse a child.